Hey, I'm Haydn from Pricer-Plan. Watch these videos to learn a bit more about how Pricer-Plan can help you in your building business. What is Pricer-Plan? Well, Pricer-Plan is a professional estimating service. It gives builders, architects, designers and subcontractors the ability to outsource their estimating needs to a professional team at Pricer-Plan. The ultimate goal is we're trying to help them to qualify their leads, to then quantify their projects in detail, and then ultimately they're going to win more building tenders as a result. Why did we start Pricer-Plan? Well, to be honest, it was out of necessity. I was running a building company at the time, had some guys working with me. I had an injury. As a result of that injury, I had quite an extended period of time where I couldn't get back on the tools. So I had a young family at that time. We had 2 young daughters. So we needed some income. So it was through a conversation I had with one of our colleagues who just gave me the idea that I could do some estimating for some of our other builder friends. That was a bit of a light bulb moment. When I looked into it, I realised that the demand for that type of support in the industry was significant. So we started Pricer-Plan, and it grew and it grew and it grew to the point that I never really went back on the tools full time. Here we are 17 years later, got a pretty strong team behind us now, Pricer-Plan, and we support numerous builders all across Australia. So we're incredibly proud of that. What is a QBE? Well, QBE stands for Quick Building Estimate. It's a short form estimate that puts a budget forecast on the project with the plans and documentation we have at that point. Builders can use it to help qualify their clients, mainly really for qualifying budget. So it's a budget qualifier. It was about 10 years ago, we just saw a real need for builders. So we came up with the idea to formalise this as a type of estimate. So Pricer-Plan developed the QBE because so much time was being wasted from potential clients being tire kickers, using you as a price check, or not even having enough money to even consider the project. So the QBE came to support the builders with those particular aspects of qualifying their leads in their business. What is an FQE? Well, FQE stands for Full Quantity Estimate. It's our most detailed service that we provide. It's a full bill of quantity, and it goes through a range of steps in order to complete it. The first thing we do is we work closely with the builder to understand the site, understand their business and their team, so that we can tailor the FQE to suit them and the project. Then our team will do a full bill of quantity, considering everything, every material, every nut and bolt, all the labour components all set up for them. And we give it to them in a document that's easy to read so that they can come back and ask questions, ask for revisions as required. But even more than that, once the builder has got the contract, they can use that document to place orders, issue purchase orders, track their labour components, and even manage their claims by using that FQE document. What is a TST? Well, TST stands for Trade Supply Takeoff. We help subcontractors and suppliers to price up and quantify the individual component of the build that's specific to their trade. So it might be a painter, might be a carpenter, might be a tiling company. But we help those guys do that individual component so they can then submit all of their tenders to the builder. What is a CCE? The CCE stands for Cost Centre Export. It gives the ability for the builder to get all of his cost codes set up in an Excel document that they can then load up into their own management software. It's a step that happens once the builder has won their contract. Then once they've got all of that data into their own management software, because we know that everyone's got different requirements with management systems, but our CCE document can get uploaded into the majority of them, and then the builders all set up with their cost codes so they can track their budgets, track their labour, and ultimately track their profit and loss on their project. Why is charging for quotes so important? Well, look, we believe it's critically important. If you were going to do one new thing in your building business this week, start charging for quotes, because it is the ultimate client qualifier. And here's 4 reasons why it's the ultimate qualifier. First reason, they value you, and they're putting a value in you and what you're doing as a consultant. So there's the first reason. The second reason is the client's invested. So they've got skin in the game. They're now invested in what the outcome of that quote is, because they've made a financial contribution to that quote. The third reason, they're not going to ask you to do a quote if you're being used as a price check or if they're just tire kickers. So it's going to get rid of a whole bunch of those potential leads that fit that category. That's really important. And the fourth reason why it's important is because it looks professional. You are a professional consultant. You're a builder with years and years of experience. Why should you give away all of that information and insight and experience for nothing? So by charging for quotes, you're putting value on yourself and putting value on the service that you provide. That's why charging for quotes is so vitally important. Okay, what happens after you receive your estimate? It's a really good question. It's actually a really critical part of the process, really, because when you receive the estimate from us, there's a lot of information there, and we don't run away at that point and go, good luck. We're really proud of the fact that we've created a whole system that enables you to come back through and book a meeting with me to discuss all of the inclusions, ins and outs of that project. We make ourselves available to do multiple revisions, 2, 3, 4, whatever's required, because by the time you hand that tender over, we want you to feel secure. We want you to know what's in and what's out, so that you can feel confident when you do submit that tender. So that's our revision phase, and that's what happens after you receive your estimate. Okay, so you're ready to start your first project with Pricer Plan. What do you do next? Okay, well, just reach out to us. You can find lots of information on our website, but you can just email us at info@pricerplan.com.au. We'll send you some sample documents about our service, and we'll also send you a service agreement. And that just outlines our fee structure, what our obligations and what your obligations are about working together. So that's step 1. Step 2, email us the plans. Send us the plans, documents, scope that you've got, whatever's ready at that point, and then that gets the job into the system. Just try and remember to reference FQE or QBE, depending on what type of service you're going to be looking for. Step 3 is we will email you back a confirmation, and we'll tell you when your project due date is, and we'll be requesting any little specifics or extra information that we may require after we've got into the job. Now, step 4 really only relates to FQEs, and that step is we're also going to email you a little link so you can book a meeting with me, and that meeting is called our checklist meeting. We like to discuss the project, discuss the site, discuss some rates together before we really dig into your project, just to ensure we can really tailor that FQE to suit you and the project. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've learned a little bit more about Pricer Plan. We'll see you soon.